The place to eat in Cooper Pedy is Nick Kosh's Desert Cafe. Now, Nick had heard about the fellas coming to town, and being a bit of an entrepreneur himself, decided to lay on a feed Greek style. Lamb, pork and chicken washed down with fine wine. The beans, tin food and vegetables the pair had been living off for the past 2.5 weeks suddenly seemed a bit bland, even though it had more than sufficed. Sitting at a table eating in a restaurant after being outdoors for so long felt strange.
It's not so much that the rubbish is an eyesore, that's not really the problem. The problem is the attitude. You know what I mean? It's a slovenly act. And if you really love your country like Australians reckon they do, you don't do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, take it easy.
This was part of the reason Nick and Phil wanted to make good time to Cooper Pedy. They'd organised for children from the local primary school to walk a couple of kilometres with them. It was a great way to get out of the classroom on the last day before the school holidays, as these kids soon made obvious. And since no excursion's the same without a barbie, there was plenty to eat to help curb young appetites. Phil and Nick decided to give them T-shirts they'd been given for the trip as a sign of their appreciation. The kids were of different nationalities. There were Aborigines, Greeks, Italians and Germans amongst them.
From my own experience as a kid at school, I found it hard to learn when the teachers just stood up the front and talked. But as soon as the lessons became a bit more exciting, I found it easy to pay attention. Just as these kids have had a lot of fun while being encouraged to look after their environment.
Phil had been working on a song for a few days. He said he wasn't very good with kids and he certainly had everyone fooled, but he soon gave himself away.
The time was 8:30. We watched it all till 4:30. There's 8 and 8 and 8. Then the home crowd went all silent. Ted's eyes were in a stare. He made a desperate lunge at a chocolate sponge and fell right off his chair. Well, we all went running over to see what we could do. While we fussed around, Ted hit the ground and they both turned deathly blue. But Fred was still half conscious when they carried Ted away. He had one more piece of mushroom quiche and bravely saved the day. There the crowd went by, they all got drunk upon that happy night. But poor old Fred was 3 parts dead with his fingers down his throat. At the official presentation, the big crowd all agreed. Tears appeared in Fred's eyes when he got that prize. A 10-course Chinese feed.
The crew was sorry to leave Cooper Pedy. They'd rested, had a good time and collected some money. But there was plenty of work to be done and more than 600 kilometres before they reached Port Augusta.